can we get background there? How what is guy? So it's a guy.
Thank you, ma'am. I was born over 3 decades back, and then I was named Kaibe Mokoma. So it's Kaibe. It's quite a very important name and a very huge name within our family culture and tradition. So I was born to a very industrious, laborious, hard-working, fearless woman called Makaibe Mokoma, and who was married to Kaibe Mokoma, and then the two formed a union, and then I was born as the second male child. I was born as the second child, and then the only male child in a family of 3. So then I was born in the small village of Makatane in the Berea district. That's where I was born. And then that's where I grew up. I attended the primary school, a Roman Catholic primary school called St. Alphonse Primary School. From 1989 to 1995. So then from 1996 I proceeded to High School from 1996 to 2000. And then from 2001 to 2006 I was at NUL doing BE in electronics engineering.
BE in just Bachelor of Engineering?
Yeah, Bachelor of Engineering.
And Electronics?
No, Bachelor of Engineering specializing in electronics.
Okay.
Yeah, specializing in electronics. So then after my graduation I worked for Lesotho. And then after Lesotho.
For how long? For how long did you work for Vodacom?
It was something like 1 year and 3 months.
Well, what was the position you held more?
So I was assistant switching engineer and intelligent networks.
Okay. Maybe 1 year you worked there?
Yeah, after a couple of 3 months. And then I joined the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, it's pity to say that I actually joined, because I think I spent about 3 months there. Where I actually worked was at Independent Electoral Commission, IEC. So I got quite an exciting job there as a business analyst.
So it was just for 3 months briefly, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning.
Yeah.
3 months away IEC.
Yeah.
What were you doing at the ministry, and then what did you later do at IEC?
At Ministry of Finance, it was when the project of LUCT was studied. That's Integrated Financial Management Information System. So I was more on the network planning side, the systems planning. It was mostly on the planning side, and then I was being trained to manage and administer the systems we should be put in place for the entire data center of the government of Lesotho.
And then from what happened thereafter?
And then I joined after 3 months. Actually, I moved on because just like at Vodacom Lesotho, it was a temporary job, so lots of uncertainty over there. And then I moved to IEC, and then I got a very nice job. I was business analyst, and then I got into much more into IT.
I'm sorry if I can interrupt at this stage. You did a bachelor in engineering, specializing in Electronics.
Yeah.
Then here you are at IEC being a business analyst. Is it something that comes naturally to you?
Yeah, in the field of IT, actually the way it is structured at MEL, electronics engineering, so it's a combination of light current electrical engineering and computer science.
Okay.
So I was actually doing what you could call a double major in computer science and light current electrical engineering.
Okay.
So I mean, while I was working for Vodacom Lesotho, I was applying the electronics engineering part of it, and then I enrolled, and then due to limited career opportunities in electrical engineering, and then I actually had to use my skills in computer science.
Okay.
And then that's where I found a job as a business analyst. That means I've got to familiarize myself with the business functions of the organization. So every organization have got those business objects or entities, like it will be having the HR, the finance department, the administration department, transport department, I mean, a wide variety of entities, business objects within an organization. So as a business analyst, you have got to analyze how is the organization is running its operations, and then you have to transcribe that into the system specification requirements, and then how do you get to automate that, and then minimizing a lot of paperwork, and then providing a much more systematic way of conducting business, and then to ensure that the organization runs quite smoothly and then with very good instructions. Yeah, I actually enjoyed my work there, the challenges that came along, and then what I was doing. I was able to develop a number of business systems there, and then so due to the fast dynamism of technology, I think they might be obsolete by now. So if you were to look back, it's over 6 years back now.
Oh, for how long were you there?
So I was there about 8 months.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I left in February 2008. I went to the University of Cape Town.
To study or to lecture?
No, to study.
Oh, okay.
I went to the University of Cape Town, UCT, to study MSc, Master of Science in Financial Mathematics.
You're a bright one, eh?
Do I? Thank you.
Very. You are. Even research proves why you are a bright one.
Which one you study?
MSc Financial Mathematics.
How long was the course? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
And then afterwards?
The qualification?
MSc Financial Maths.
Okay.
Masters.
Masters of Science in Financial Mathematics.
Oh, okay, Master of Science.
And then it was a 2-year program, and then it was 2008, 2009. And then in 2010 I came back home, and then I joined Limkokwing University of Creative Technology. Firstly, as a lecturer in the Faculty of Information Communications Technology. Yeah, and then by the time when I joined Limkokwing, it was in some sort of turbulent times. Lots of strikes from the student side, lots of strikes from the academic side, non-academic style whatsoever, and then a number of people, including myself, we actually worked very hard to try to stabilize the situation, and we have now reached,
which has stabilized.
Yeah, to a reasonable extent. Honestly, we have managed to address most of the challenges which were faced by them and which were causing so much of the turbulence. And I did not spend so much time as just a lecturer under the Faculty of Information and Communications Technology. In less than a year, I was promoted to be a principal lecturer.
Oh, wow.
And then in the second year of my employment, and then I was promoted to head that this Department of Academic Administration unit.
Which is about what? Can you just break it down?
This is the central administration point of all academic activities within the university. So, in brief, we could consider it to be where the quality content of the courses or the curriculum that's delivered unto the student is monitored, evaluated, ensured. And then that's also where the external regulators like the government through Council on Higher Education have to interact with the university. And then any minimum requirements or any standard or any compliance with the laws, either the Higher Education Sector Act, and the compliance with
higher education.
Yeah, the compliance with the rules, regulations, they have to be ensured right from this office, and then we have got to provide a lot of documentation, compliance to the external stakeholders, even to the proprietor to our headquarters in Malaysia, and then also have got to administer the quality of our exams and the standards. It involves quite a number of things.
Do you still lecture?
No.
This is a full-time job on its own.
It's a full-time.
Sounds like it's
over
a
and
hectic
above.
job.
It's quite hectic.
Yeah.
It's quite hectic.
Okay, so that's what you do.
Yeah, that's what we do
currently.
currently.
Are you enjoying this more than lecturing?
It's quite stressful. Anyway, it comes along with lots of opportunities.
I'm
and
sure.
One is able to go through quite a number of career development opportunities, capacity building.
Definitely.
I mean, and being able to represent the university. Even at times, we just had an opportunity to also represent our country because of our active involvement in the policy makings.
That's good. Speaking of being active and representing your country, you're also involved in several other activities on the side, right?
Of course.
Can you take us through them? You mentioned you're a founding member of Pantry Insurance Brokers.
Yes.
You're a director of KLM Manufacturing. Are we back on?
Recording?
Oh, you also mentioned you're the director of KLM Manufacturing Enterprises, donor and trustee to Makaibe Mokoma Foundation.
Yes.
And then you're also part of Mahalo Innovative Hub. And there's something else about horticulture, agribusiness.
No, that's Youth for the World.
Oh, this is Youth for the World.
That's
Okay.
a youth organization from my rural area.
Oh wow! Can you take us through your involvement in each one of these, and now what was the inspiration behind every one of them?
Firstly, with Pantry Insurance Brokers. So then, when I came back into Mountain View, back home in 2010, I found a number of guys who had already started working on Pantry Insurance Brokers, and then, because of my skills I've acquired at LUCT, so they approached me and asked me if I could be interested to join their venture. So primarily, Pantry Insurance Brokers, it provides an intermediary between ordinary clients and then the insurance underwriters. Currently, we have got 3 registered insurance companies.
Under you.
Within the Kingdom of Lesotho, we've got only 3 up to so far registered insurance companies.
Namely?
That's Metropolitan, Lesotho National Insurance Group,
Yeah,
and then Alliance Insurance.
the rest are not registered.
No, they are registered by their brokers. I mean, there is an insurance broker, and then there is an insurance underwriter company.
Okay.
So most of them, they are just brokers. What they do, they actually provide an intermediary role.
Yeah.
They solicitize the funds or the pool of the premiums from their clients, and then they hand over them to the insurance underwriter.
Okay.
And then we are registered as a broker with the aim maybe within a reasonable period of 10 years or less to actually ascend the corporate line and maybe even registering as an insurance company.
Yourselves.
Yeah, so here we're looking on the short-term risk and the long-term risk. And the main drivers or the main pool of our clients were coming from those who want to insure their cars. And then those who wanted to insure on the long-term process, want to insure their homes or their houses. And then there are also long-term products like the funeral, life cover, or those life inclined risk products. So then my role here was actually to kickstart it, to start it from the ground level and then let it be operational. So it's still operational, and then we still have got our offices running up there. So it was in partnership for about 6 guys, and then unfortunately one passed away on car accident. Anyway, the company is still running very well with some big challenges.
So you are a shareholder.
Yes.
And also founder member.
Yes.
But the daily activities
Yeah,
are now run by the other founder members or someone else.
Yeah, there's just executive manager. I mean, and there's just one guy who's running through all those other things. As for the rest of other shareholders, I mean, they're still employed there full time.
Okay. And then KLM Manufacturing Enterprises?
KLM Manufacturing Enterprises, here...
I can hear your initials in this, eh?
Yeah, it actually stands. K is for Kaibe, and then L is for Libero, another shareholder, and then M is for Mangaka, and then we're 3 in this one. So it's primarily detergents or cleaning detergents manufacturing company.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so we actually will produce the domestic, as in within the kitchen, the bathrooms, whatsoever, cleaning products. We have got the dishwashing liquid, we have got the...
Do you produce them yourselves? Does your company produce these products from scratch?
I can take you.
Or do you acquire them from...
No, I can take you to our manufacturing firm in Katoho, White City.
Are you serious?
We've got a farm there.
It is
we've got a
based here?
Yes, all that we do, we buy the raw materials. We've got the chemical, we've got the formulas, how we make a liquid soap, what constitutes the liquid soap, and then we buy those smaller quantities. And then from there we've got a machinery, we've got...
when was this founded? When was KLM founded?
KLM was founded in 2010. It became operational in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was a process.
Yeah, I mean, even I could understand that you do believe our products are there in the market, but the question is, do we actually get to manufacture them? Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we do. We have got a very huge machinery which was bought very expensively from South Africa, from It's our plant.
Did you have a sponsor in founding it, or you were able to buy the machinery yourself?
No, we contributed.
All members contributed?
Members contributed, maybe, although in different proportions. Yeah, and they all contributed. I mean, it was just only 3 of us. We contributed enough to buy the machine, enough to buy the starting raw materials, to buy all those startup operational costs. And
has it been profitable for you guys? You don't regret having put your money
into
this?
We don't regret. Maybe the regret could only be coming from the personality clash from the members. Other than the business itself, there is no regret about it. The business is performing well. Maybe the deterioration.
From here and there.
Yeah, deterioration of the relationships amongst the shareholders.
Amongst the members. Which of course is business, but hey.
I mean, of all that's have got to be managed fairly well, and then I mean, if relationships are managed very well, and then everything can actually go unexpected.
Down south.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, then let's talk about you being the donor and trustee of Makaibe Mokoma Foundation. This one is a bit personal, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's very personal. It's a very painful thing, which actually, I mean, it normally brings back very sad memories. Anyway, it doesn't matter. My mother, Makaibe Mokoma, whom earlier on I said was a very industrious, hardworking, dedicated, fearless business lady.
Which you get this ethic from.
Yeah, of which I get all, I get all the fundamentals of, all the fundamental principles of how to live life from her. And also from my father also, whom I did not have got a very good chance to live with him very long. Because he passed on while I was just only 2 and a few months. And the stories of how both my parents passed on can be found on kcmokoma.wordpress.com.
I'm familiar with that.
Yeah. So this is how Makaibe Mokoma came into being, Makaibe Mokoma Foundation Trust. So after both my parents passed away through a very painful manner, and then we wanted actually to create a very strong campaign against this bloody, I'm not sure of words in order to describe the nature of campaign we wanted to create that was the human life is very sacred. Don't kill a fellow human being intentionally and deliberately. And that every life must be protected and respected from conception up until natural death. So with these, whatever that my mother has worked for, and then we said, well, we can actually get to use this maybe to contribute in our campaign, and then also to use some of their resources for charity purposes. And then we have done a number of charity works up to so far. So for the sake of time, I will not get to mention all of them, just few. So I've managed actually to subsidize or to actually get to pay a full tuition for some students to go through their high school level, and then some to go through their primary school level, and then at the same time still actually running the campaign processes. So at our local church at St. Cecilia Catholic Church, there's an orphanage of over 40 double orphan children, and then of which we supply them with food. And then there is also the center for disabled who are unable to speak, and then who don't have, who have got the hearing, deaf, and how do you put it?
Semi-deaf, not fully deaf.
No, who are fully deaf and who are also unable to speak.
Oh,
yeah.
Mimes, I think. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, but those are some of the charity groups, organizations we have been working with since the establishment of the organization, of the foundation.
Yes.
So I've been helping us those with the list that Makaibe had by then. So then what happened was that according to our tradition or culture, as the first born male child within the family, so I had to inherit all her property, and then we decided with my two sisters that at least we could actually get to donate some of her property to the charity. And then in the meantime, while we are driving and then portraying the message or the campaign that we are intending to portray out there to the public, let's actually get to respect the value of the human life.
That is.
And then moving on from that one, I've also been a very active member of the youth organization in our rural area, which is doing quite a number of good initiatives for.
Is it this one that's called Youth for the World?
Yeah, it's Youth for the World. Youth for the World, its focus is on environment. So it's environment, sanitation, climate, Some of them I don't remember very well, and then it also focuses on the orphans and vulnerable kids. Yeah, well, I participated on the environment side, and then even on the fundraising side of this youth organization.
When was this founded, Youth for the World? When did it come into conception?
Could it be 2006 or earlier than that? But I joined.
So Leonard has a couple of years.
Yeah, it has a couple of years.
Okay.
I joined it in 2012. And then, so then when we joined, we actually challenged the environmental degradation that's happening at Limkokwing region, which forms part of our rural area. And then we wrote a number of proposals, number of research papers, and then collaborated with some researchers from MUL, and then did a number of campaigns, advocacy, trying to actually pressure government on how to develop policies on
environmental responsibility or
good environmental responsibility to actually treat our environment in a way that's sustainable, that we will still be able to cater for future generations yet to come. And then we also wrote some paper on the sanitation, the impacts of those environmental pollution on the open running water that's used by the society for consumption, for cleaning, and then also used by the animals, and then society uses for consumption, for its domestic consumption, for cleaning, and then for watering, for all those purposes that water is used for. And then when the environment is in that pathetic state, and then the pollution actually it's not a very healthy thing, either for the life of the human beings, the animals, the plants, or the entire ecosystem.
Exactly.
So we ran a number of campaigns, advocacy. So we invited some strong NGOs from Nasero, like this TRC, Transformation Resource Center, LCN, and then we tried to engage with other stakeholders and to push for a much more responsible way how we manage our environment.
That's very interesting. Wow.
Yeah, and then maybe we could have talked about Moral Innovative Hub.
Can you just talk about it for a tiny and a bit?
Moral Innovative Hub, it's mostly an electronic commerce-based, mobile-based application. Could be e-commerce, m-commerce. I mean, you can name all those latest technology all combined together.
Exactly.
So we registered this with another guy from my region, and then so I mean, its success has not yet been as compared to KLM Enterprises, health insurance brokers, but I mean, it has actually kickstarted, and then I think very soon you'll get to hear about its dominance in the industry, the market, in the technological space.
Okay. Hi, I must say, but Mokhathaning-based individuals are very talented, eh? No, I think it's something of that region, because you're not the first person who comes or was raised in Mokhathaning and born there, who's just very passionate about life and about giving back and about development, especially of the youth. There's one Sabam Majara who's also very...
Wow.
Do you know him?
Yeah, he's my homeboy.
Hey, he is your homeboy. You see why I'm saying it must be a Mokhathaning thing. Okay, let's in the wrap up talk about these different companies and organizations that you're a member of, and yet are somehow different in their foundation. I mean, there's an environmental based one, and then there's a technology based one, and then there's a detergent company, and then how are you a jack of so many trades? How do you manage to be that?
Yeah, well, one most important thing of which we must understand, if you were to follow the lives of big US giants, the great brains which actually drive in the US economy as the super powerhouse of the world, like Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, and many others.
Yes.
So you'll see that they've invested in lots of companies. And then theirs is actually to sit on the board of directors, to see the returns on their investments. So here in my case, I actually get to sit down with the guys whom we actually share the same vision,
Definitely.
and then draw up what we actually thought will be executed as our business plan, and then actually get to put my money there. I expect that the guy whom will appoint to be operational, to effectively make good use of the money that we have invested there, and then on our quarterly or semi-annual or annual meetings, we expect to see good returns, good indicators that our money is being put up for good use.
Yes.
So I'm not in full operation or in full management of the business on a day-to-day basis. All that I've got to ensure is that I put up a strong capacity in terms of the brains
Definitely.
at a strategic level. So once our strategic plans are put at a good place, in good hands, and then the expectation is that they will be executed successfully and then effectively. So as it stands, of all those companies, organizations we have set up, and then I think we are still waiting to get someone who could be act as some sort of CEO for Marala Innovative Hub. Once that is established, and then Marala will actually get to kickstart and flourish just like other companies.
Just like the rest. Yeah. And then also, just on wanting to find out what it is that keeps you going, I want to find out what your greatest motivator is.
None other than my mother. Whatever she is at this particular moment, may God have mercy on her life.
Yes.
She played an amazing role in my life, and then she continues to be an incredible amount of motivation
for you. And she raised you.
Yeah, looking at all those adversaries, all those unfavorable conditions, she was able to actually make it through. And then having to raise 3 kids for most part of our lives, because when my father passed away, my sister was only 4 years, but she now has got the university degree. My younger sister was just only 9 days, and then she also got a university degree. And then my mother made a lot of sacrifices, and then she endured sacrifice a lot, and then she never actually dwelled on self-pity. She actually always enjoyed, she has been quite an incredible amount of motivation throughout all my life, and then I dedicate the remaining years of my life to all that she has sacrificed. Yeah, that's. If I were to talk about her, I could talk even for the next 6 years.
No, as you can tell, she's a great inspiration for you.
She was, honestly.
Okay, so where are you trying to build an empire out of these?
Well, only the future would tell. And
what is your vision for your future, and maybe the future of what you're trying to achieve out of these Youth for the World programs and the foundation itself? Are you trying to raise people like yourself who are passionate about development and are also passionate in building up their own business skills to create maybe employment for themselves even? Or is this enough? Is this list enough?
Yeah, well, partly what we have mentioned could actually be one of the long-term plans. And then Youth for the World, we have just actually nurtured and honed one guy. He will be pursuing his master's degree in Holland later this year.
Wow.
So it's the guy whom I was working closely with on the environment, sanitation, and then this on the youth development, Youth for the World projects. So it was quite a great pleasure to work with such a very passionate guy, and then I've managed to instill a level of self-confidence, self-determination in him, and then I can actually get to see that level of vigor in him. And then I'm actually yet out to cultivate the same kind of like spirit amongst the youth of my region, and then we hope actually get to spread it across the country. And then there are some, after Makaibe Mokoma Foundation, there are some foundations or trusts that have actually shown interest to work with us. I mean, which are already doing a very great job in their regions. And then this year we'll actually join hands together, and then to make a greater impact on the society, and then to have a much more positive contribution.
Yes.
I mean, creating a life worth living. Yeah, well, we may manage to create people who are so passionate about the future, who are so ambitious, who are so, but anyway, it takes quite a great courage in order to achieve that in any single individual. But anyway, to some certain extent, we are able to succeed.
So definitely.
Yeah, and ultimately, should we say, you ask if am I building an empire? Because right now I'm actually working very hard on my doctoral. Actually, I'm not pursuing my PhD.
Oh wow! And what's your focus?
Yeah, my focus is on computational finance. Yeah, it's computational finance. It's still a continuation of I did in mathematics or finance or financial mathematics. Yeah.
That's
interesting.
You're enrolled already.
What? Should I say partly enrolled?
Yes, enrolled is enrolled. Partly full-time, part-time, enrolled is enrolled. Oh wow. And you said at the beginning of this interview that you are just over 3 decades.
Yeah, of my life.
But you have achieved so much.
I doubt if I've achieved too much.
To you it's not much.
We are living
the rest of us feel embarrassed about our achievements. Wow.
Yeah, you will see, like most people quantify achievements in terms of materialistic possessions, big mansions, fancy luxurious cars. I mean, I have got a couple of cars, but
I mean, you still have to satisfy yourself materially. But what that's not what matters in the long run, of course not.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even if this was not amongst the questions of the interview list. So last year in October, I got blessed to register my vows to one lovely lady, and then we were blessed with twin boys.
Wow.
Oh, you lucky one.
Yeah, man, I consider that to be the greatest achievement of the world.
It is. That.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
How old are they now?
The boys are 9 months now.
Oh wow.
So that means they were born a few months before we actually
got married.
Yeah. So, but I mean, all the traditional logistics, as in the lobola,
had been
the family meetings whatsoever, they were all settled in
by that
the
time.
End of 2012, beginning 2013. So by then, everything was just settled.
Oh wow. Double trouble for you.
Trouble joy, double joy.
Double joy also.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
That's
great. So what is the one thing that you hope to teach your boys? What is the one thing you are going to start instilling into them the minute they're able to grasp?
I mean, first and foremost, must be quite considerate about their studies. So the most important thing also is actually to have got the humility, how to care about the people. I mean, to understand the value of human life, to appreciate the differences in opinion formulation, to appreciate the uniqueness in one's thinking, and to appreciate that their achievement could actually get to differ, but the most important thing of which I wish they could learn and master the most is that element of humanity. Yeah, Ubuntu. And even though in Sulu don't have Ubuntu, we have Ubuntu.
That's, yes, that's a great lesson.
Will get to acquire that skill as the first and foremost, and then thereafter they will have to learn maths and science, and then maybe they will see their way throughout life, and hope God will get to bless them abundantly.
Wow. Oh wow. Okay, and then your final message to everyone else who is trying to make something out of themselves but experiencing setbacks of some sort.
Yeah, well, one thing for sure in life, there are no shortcuts. So if you cut any corners, it's most likely that your journey in life will be short. So, be authentic, be genuine to your life, be genuine to yourself. Every unique thing that we have achieved, be so sure that we have worked hard for it. And then if things don't actually turn out as soon as you would expect them to be, don't lose hope. Everything will actually have its own time. Definitely, we are all destined towards success, and I only have to work very hard towards attaining it. And we should never ever get so easily tempted to gain unfaithfully, illegally, or the most unfortunate part, to gain by taking the lives of others. And I hope the Almighty God will get to bless our entire nation to get to appreciate some fundamental principles of life. That everything has got to be attained, still adhering towards the most fundamental principles of humanity. If you make money actually adhere above the laws, the rules that will whatsoever govern the country, govern your business whatsoever, but there are those principles of humanity. Actually get them to be your campus directions, to be your guiding poles, and everything, if you actually get to obey those principles, is guaranteed for you. You fall into place.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much for your time, Doctor.
That's my pleasure. I never thought it would be so this much.
Sorry?
I never thought it would be, this direct.